Hello everyone, today I'm working on these two GP35 from Atlas, and they're made by Kato, and I got a little bit lucky here. These look like brand new. It's like having a time machine and going back to 1990 something and going to the hobby shop and buying a brand new engine. Have you ever done that? Have you ever bought something and it just sits on the shelf and you never use it? I mean, this is the story of these engines. They haven't, I don't think they've ever been run. There's no sign of wear on the wheels. So let's just go try it on the track and see what that's like. These have all their rapido couplers like they're supposed to. They're nice and quiet. Exactly like they're supposed to. This is the other unit, 2527. Same situation. It's a real beauty. Don't worry, I'm still gonna take them apart for you. I always do that. I always like to go in and take a look at what's inside. Although, you know the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I'm just like that. I just like to go in and take a look. I feel pretty confident that I'm gonna be able to have them. I think the insert goes the other way like this. I'm gonna put them back like that for sure. But in the meantime, I'm gonna remove the shell using the box method. These are not too hard to work on. It's a good setup. But yeah, looks like just like brand new. Well, that gives me an idea for a little experiment. Since this one is really quiet, I wonder if I flip the trucks 180, if that's gonna make any changes. So let's do that. Let's find out if that changes anything. You don't have to remove everything to get to the trucks. You just need to loosen up the two screws. And then you just pry on the side. That should give you enough slack just to remove the trucks there. So just put your screwdriver and spread them out a little bit. If you need to loosen the screw more, that's fine. And of course I don't want to break this, so I'm going to take my time. It's just about out. There. So right now I'm keeping the order of which they came out. And then I'll flip them around and I'll reinstall them. I don't force them too much because N scale is very small, so definitely you want to be kind to it. And then I'll flip them 180 and reinstall them. See if that changes the sound any. Because sometimes they're noisy, and I know the noise comes from the gears in the trucks, 100%. So I'm always wondering if it's the orientation or if it's the gears that are worn in a strange way that makes the noise. So, okay, let's go try that. I know, well, these are Kato engines. They're always quieter than the China-made Atlas. And it's something very subtle. I have not been able to 100% zero in on it. But this little experiment today that's going to help me to see if I can figure this out. See, this one says made in Japan. The China ones are a little different. So it's a little noisier. It does make a difference. You know, I am pretty excited about the new big boy coming out because it's made in Japan. I'm not 100% happy with all the stuff that comes out of China. China, diplomatically, they're not doing very good moves, and maybe the situation will improve. But I don't know if you guys knew they kidnapped, well, they put in prison 2 Canadian diplomats, and they finally got them released. But that's a very bad public relations for the country of China. And I feel better sending my money to Japan than sending my money to China. So then I'll just put them back to where they were, and I'll keep the order that they were in. Same thing with the worm gears. You can tell the worm gear is on a slight angle like this, and this one too. So the trucks on this top gear here, they have, let's see if I can make it a little bit closer. They have a slight angle like that also. And this one too. So that's one reason the angles have to match each other. That's one reason why having them this direction is a little bit quieter. The other reasons might be something in the gears. Now these are very quiet, as you can tell. So Kato, they have very precise stuff. So here I have my 2 contact strips. They might fall out. If they don't fall out, that's okay. If they fall out, that's okay too. You can put them back. They're pretty easy to put back. And this is the inside. Looks very unmolested. I'm still gonna put a drop of oil just to say that I did something. Just 1 drop is all you need. So that's something, you know. Oh, that reminds me of another subject I wanted to talk to you guys about. I went to the second-hand store and I got lucky again there. I scored a big pile of model railroad magazines. They're from 69, and they're not all consecutive, but the oldest one is 69 and the newest one is 88. And these are gold because back in the day, they didn't have all these companies making all these products. They had to invent everything. So there's lots and lots of good tips in there. Anyways, I enjoy flipping through those very much. So that was a little bit of luck. And that's going to help me to figure out which model was made when, and how much they were and how much they are now, and if they're easy to get, for how long they were produced for. And also back in the day, Kato was just, in 69, Kato was just starting to import models to the US, mainly with the Concorde. And all those engines are still going today. People that have them really like them. And they will, most of the models, they were made in the US or Austria. There wasn't too much stuff imported from Hong Kong or Japan from Hong Kong or China back in the day. So I think sending all the manufacturing to China, I don't know that was such a good idea. I mean, for a while it was fun because you could get everything cheap, but it's not so cheap anymore. China has increased their prices quite a bit. So I don't know. I don't have all the answers. Just a remark. So the wheels, I always clean them with my rag. There's no dust in this, nothing. I might just clean the side frame with soap and water. And then the fuel tank as well, I'm going to clean with soap and water. But other than that, there's not a lot to do here. This thing is a sweetie. It's a real sweetie. So if you like to buy these, I'm going to put both of them up on my website. It's watchtrainsnow.com. I'm going to go wash the side frames. They weren't that dirty, but you know what they say? Cleanliness is next to godliness. So I'm going to put these back. I don't lubricate anything in the trucks. I don't feel that they need it. These have two little pins, and I'm playing out of focus again. So they have two little pins, so make sure they're in the ends of the axle, and also there are two little pins that hold them in. And you can check them with your fingers every step of the way, just to be sure. And that just steps into place. That is a real sweetie. And then I'll do the other side. It's the exact same process, so I'm going to do it off camera. Now I'm ready to put everything back together. So let's start by putting the trucks back together. I have not put the screws in yet, so that shouldn't be too hard to put them back. And then we'll do the other side. Same thing, you just have to spread the two frame halves apart, just like that. So the fuel tank, it will go with the filler. The fuel filler should go towards the front, just like that. And this is the time to check if your contact strips are lined up properly, which for this engine they didn't move, so they've always been lined up properly. You can take note, as they come from the factory, there really isn't a lot of tension on there, but still you want to check that everything's lined up. And then I suppose it would be the good time to bring in the little screws. And these are pretty big for end scale. So I don't tighten them yet. I'll put the other one in. This one, the little hex nut stayed there, so that is not a problem. So I'll put the other one in, and I'll just bring it close. And then once I got them both there, I go back and retighten them. You don't need to tighten them very much. In fact, the engine would run with the screws missing. So it's nice to have them, but if you don't have them, they will still run. And that goes back. The little light shield goes back. Let's go test it on the bench just to make sure that it runs 100%. Did I say on the bench? I meant on the track. So it's still running nice and smooth, just like it always did. And as far as the other GP35 is concerned, if you want to do the same thing, just lubricate the two worm gear bearings. You don't have to take it apart. You can just squeeze right through here and give it just one drop. Just one drop is all you need. That makes it a lot quicker. Usually I'll take them apart, the main reason being to lubricate, to clean the wheels. But this one, for once, it doesn't need to have that. What do you say we take a look at the price of trains in 1969? Look at that. There was no internet back then, so you had to mail order everything. So that is super interesting. I don't know if you remember that. In 69 I was 2 years old, so this is really cool to me. So you had all HO scale. Most of it was HO scale. A lot of it was, some of it was O scale. There were still people buying a lot of O scale back then. But this is basically your choice of N scale engines. There wasn't a lot. So a brand new car back then was about $3,000 on average. So you have to multiply everything by 10. For example, the Atlas River Rossi 2798 would be 270. This one would be 120. People would make, $3 an hour back then. So gives you a real this 080, $160. I think we got it good now. I think we got it pretty good. A boxcar $1.50, so that would be $15. I can get these boxcars, these old-time boxcars, Aurora or Minitrix or Atlas. I get them for about $10. If I buy them in a lot, let's say a lot of 5 would be $50. So we got it pretty good, actually. This is some HO scale stuff. Ooh, closeouts. See, an F9 would have been $100 in today's money. This caboose here, 98 cents, would be $9 today, so that's a really good deal. Varney SW7 switcher would be $70 in today's money. That's a good deal. Oh, and they even have replacement parts. Sweet. So So that is really cool. That's some HO scale stuff. The Varney GG1 there would be 110 bucks in today's money, so not too bad. Sorry, it would be 240 in today's money. Whoa, this 040 Tyco 040 would be 110 bucks today. Yeah, we have it good now. You can get that on eBay for used for way less. Yeah, so we got it pretty good today. The train sets there. The Desert Chief, 36 bucks. That would be 360 bucks. And this other one, the Revel, that was a Minitrix locomotive, 210 bucks. If you go on Amazon, you can get some really cool Kato starter sets for less than that. So that's good to know. I think we have it pretty good today. All right, so all that's left to do is put on the shell. And now it's time to run some trains. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I certainly had fun making it for you. See you soon.